walking right into a trap. As any fan of college football knows, when you go on the road, you never know what you might run into. Welcome, everyone, to the Woodshed, East Lansing, Michigan. Spartan Stadium on the banks of the Red Cedar and home to Michigan State. As we'll see the number 9 team in the country, the Georgia Bulldogs, taking on a team from the Big Ten, the Michigan State Spartans. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. Likely to kick it deep to get things started. Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. He leaves it with his back. A collision, and he stopped at the 27 after picking up 1.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Back to pass, it's Childs. Got rid of it quickly, but it's incomplete. Ball's at the 27. This offense facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Unloads it left. Got him downfield. Smashes ahead. And they exploited that soft spot, and they get it down to the 35.
I know it's early in the game, but defensively after that play, you know you have to tackle the catch. When this guy gets the ball in his hands, he is so dangerous after the fact. So it's okay for him to make catches. You just got to get him to the ground quickly.
The Spartans have it with a 1st and 10. Caught in the backfield, it's McCray. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
Great play by the cornerback. He was just way too physical at the point of attack. He beat his man trying to block him, and he tackled that receiver on the screen.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Wants to throw again. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
How about that? That's already the 3rd target this guy has had on the opening drive of the game. He is a big factor for their success throwing the football. He's got to win the matchups. Even though that one goes incomplete, they got to keep throwing him the ball.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. The offense changing the play. Looking downfield, it's Childs. Wide open downfield. Oh, he's got some space. Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it 1st and goal.
I really like this offense staying aggressive. They were in field goal range, but nice job on 3rd down. Forget that. Let's go get the 1st down. Let's throw the football. Nice read, nice catch. Now set up with a 1st and goal situation.
With the run on 1st and goal. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And it's a great play by the defensive end. The most athletic players on the field play defensive end. Yes, you heard me, Jess, Reese. Exactly what I said. Great get off. Great job getting in the backfield, making the play.
Finds his big tight end. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6.
Nice job by the defense forcing the 3rd and goal. You can't allow any run after catch in these situations. Play aggressive, play tight, and play physical.
To have the 9th snap on this drive. You don't want to settle for a field goal. Keeping it on the ground on 3rd and goal. And he's able to bounce off one tackle, but still not a whole lot of running room.
And how about a decision time right off the jump? 4th down. Do I want to go for it? First drive. Palmer, what you going to do?
I'm taking the points right here. It's early in the game. You're trying to pay off this opening drive. Just get some points up on the board. If it was a little closer to the end zone, I'd say maybe go for it, but I'm playing conservative.
Right down the boulevard. And the first points of the day come on that field goal.
Well, this team knew coming into tonight's game they had to get momentum early, playing at home. They want to get the crowd into it, so you get a beautiful drive here to start this thing. You would have liked to cap it off with a touchdown, but listen, you set yourself up for a field goal. You knock it through the uprights. You've got the lead. Everything right now looking good.
This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. It'll be a draw. Fighting off the defender. And the Dogs hunkering down to pick up a first down on the ground.
And you can hear the sound of Larry Munson. Run the dang ball. That's what they've always built this program on, is running the football, physical running backs. That's what Georgia does.
They'll snap it from the 26 on first down. To the ground. He's got it again. Looking for room at the 40. Defense on skates that time. They finally drag him down at the 42.
How nice is it in an offense when you can generate explosive plays by running the football? You got to force feed this guy, man. He is an absolute game changer.
And the Dogs, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. Turning it on. Just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be first down. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. Georgia coming out with a fresh set of downs. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. Maybe a touchdown-saving stop gets him out of bounds at the 5. First and goal coming up.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed. Nice job with the pre-snap motion and timing.
They've hit him with back-to-back chunk plays. Now it's first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he gets it back to the 4-yard line. No farther than that. No gain on the play.
Man, nowhere to run on that play at all.
About all you can say is do better. But that's the problem. Are they able to do better?
And that's why you keep trying things, right? Keep trying to get on the perimeter, run up the middle, try different things to see what you do well.
To throw, it's Stockton. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
Third and goal, and let's see if they can even operate in this noise. From the gun, wants to pass. Here's a heat. That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on third down.
And that is the play this defense had to have. Did you look in the secondary right there? I mean, he was open, guys. Like, that would have been a touchdown, and this defense got to the quarterback, hit him as he's throwing the football, forced the errant pass, and dodged a bullet.
And this defense has a chance to make a big stop on 4th and goal from the 4. He'll set up to throw. Here's the pressure. They got him. Big stop in the backfield, and what a stand by this defense to keep points off the board.
And that's the world we live in. You want to be aggressive, you want to get touchdowns, you don't want to kick field goals. Analytics says this, well, now you get no points. And the defense bows up in a big part of the field, gets the big sack on 4th down and goal.
Rushes on him. Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on 1st down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
Dropping back, it's Childs. Hauls it in. He gets it up to the 17 before being wrestled out of bounds.
Really good offenses are able to attack short. You've got to be able to attack the whole field to make you honor that underneath part, then the intermediate part, and then you take shots down the field. This will loosen up some shots for later in the game.
Now facing 3rd and short from their own 17. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires left. He's got an open man. And he's ruled down right there, but he'll have plenty to move the sticks.
This is a tight end that not only is going to play with his hand in the ground, but he can line up in the slot as well and attack the defense vertically. He's too fast for linebackers to cover, and he's too big for DBs to cover. He's a real weapon in this offense.
With the 1st down, they'll put it in play from the 33. Here's the handoff.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on 1st down, man, you are doing just that.
And the Spartans can really attack on this 2nd and short. Handoff from the shotgun. He goes down at the 47 after a 5-yard pickup.
Yeah, I like the quarterback making the decision quickly. I'm going to give it. I'm not going to throw the football off the RPO and just let my back get some positive yards. You're getting 5+ yards. That is a great job by the offense. Continue to stick with that.
The Spartans are moving quickly down the field. To the air, it's Childs. Got a man, it's Belling. Open space at the 25. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the 1st down.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And, Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at them. From the gun, the ground game. Plows through the defense. And after the stop, that is going to put a bow on this first quarter. We've reached the break, and Michigan State has the lead. And we've come to the end of one, and let's take a quick moment to catch up on the stats. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game in the second quarter. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone.
This offense is so exciting to watch. They've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
He'll bring it out. It's Branch. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the 4th down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and those are frustrating because you think you might...
There he goes! Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35.
And a great job by the QB finding the running back, get him the football where he can do some damage after the catch, and most importantly, get the first down.
So much for the tough field position. One play, and you're already to the 35. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Got 3 on first down and 2nd and 7. Motion from the wide receiver. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And they'll bring him down after a short pickup.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
The noise bouncing off of Sparty's armor as they encourage the green and white on 3rd down. To the air, it's Stockton. Grab near the marker, it's Branch. And he'll be marked down, but he's got enough to move the chains. 3rd down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
Yeah, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Got his man downfield. They'll mark him down right there, but it is a big play, and they'll move the chains.
And that's the beauty of running play action. Everybody sucks up, plays the run, and you get to slip that tight end down the field with a full head of steam, make a big play.
Georgia ready to dial it up on another 1st down. To the air on 1st down. Release to the back. He's got it. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line.
Nice job by the running back, catching the football and understanding where the 1st down marker was. I got to go get that 1st down. Did a nice job of it.
The Bulldogs had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
Right, offense has got to be better. You've done a nice job getting the football to this point in the red zone, but now you can't go backwards. You've got to be able to get rid of the football if it's not there, and that was a terrible play giving up the sack.
They've got a solid drive working, but now looking at 2nd and 11. Looking to fire. Here comes the heat. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
You got to love the aggressive nature this defense is playing with right now, and you're seeing the athletes and the dudes they've got up front. A sack on the last play. They hit the quarterback on this last one. Now 3rd down, you know they're going to be pinning their ears back.
Big 3rd down in the red zone, and this crowd is getting behind this defense. To the air, it's Stockton. Looking to the end zone. And he'll sail it way too far for everybody.
This offense put together a really good drive, man. Like, that was a good drive, but 3rd down in the red zone when the field starts to shrink, they really struggle to try to find a point and get someone open.
Now on 4th down, they'll settle for a field goal try. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. Field goal is good. This is now a 7-point game. They'll kick it away after putting up a field goal on that last drive. That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Have it back on offense, hoping to play some good ball. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about great balance, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has to find a way to affect the quarterback on this drive, because last drive he had way too much time to throw.
After that big gainer to open things up, they'll put it in play from the 40. Wants to throw on 1st down. Caught behind the line. It's Marsh. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is, because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Back to throw, it's Childs. A strike downfield. They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a 1st down. The Spartans very efficient with this passing game.
You like that, Reese? You like that? I think so. This is an offense that, listen, when you've got a guy back there that can be efficient, make no mistake, they're going to run the football, but when you get that Kirk Cousins guys, you start to really like the offense.
He might want another play. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front.
And man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground. That is a baller.
And wings it incomplete. It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Unloads to the wideout. Fires and picked off. He would have loved to make the big return there, but he still gives his team the ball at the 37.
Well, it's 3rd and long. They're trying to throw beyond the sticks to get the 1st down. What a great job by the defender that time, breaking on the ball, snagging it out of the air, and securing that interception.
They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Wide receiver going in motion. They'll start this drive going to the air. Fires to the wideout. Finds his man. It's Branch. You get that turnover and you try to punch them hard immediately on the first play, and they come up with a big gain.
And when the defense is running on the field, you are thinking sudden change, sudden change. When they create a turnover, a lot of times offenses want to be aggressive. They were, and they get rewarded.
Now from the 40, it's 1st and 10. Running back searching for a hole. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. Down to 2 minutes to play in the half. And the referee signaled for the 2-minute timeout. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Looking to throw, it's Stockton. Caught over the middle, it's Humphries. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, never complain.
Nearly 75,000 of his closest friends pegging the decibel meter on 3rd down. The defense calls the timeout, their 2nd of the day, as they try to get their act together. And the Bulldogs come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. Looking to move the chains. They throw it complete to the left. Offenses gain momentum with 3rd down conversions like that. They've got it at the 25. Looking to throw on 1st down. Those two not on the same page. It's incomplete.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. Pressure coming. That's reeled in. It's Humphries.
And quarterback receiver on the same page. Nice job seeing the zone, understanding the drag route concept. Easy pitch, easy catch.
From here, it would just be a 30-yard field goal try. Let's see how aggressive they're going to be to try to pick up that 1st down. Wants to throw again. Catch in the middle, it's Humphries. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the 1st down. They were really hopeful he could make a guy or two miss and pick up the 1st down, but he comes up a little short.
Yeah, and it's great defense. It's defense understanding where the sticks are, not missing tackles, getting the guy on the ground quickly. Really nice job by the defense understanding the situation.
And here they come going for the 1st down on 4th and 2. Trying to keep this drive alive. And he runs it in for a score. Touchdown, Georgia.
Nice job putting a drive together. Nice job punctuating the end of the first half. There's still some time left, Palmer, but they can tie this thing up right now.
Yeah, and this is a stat that has so much confidence in their offense. I like staying aggressive right here, going for 2, taking the lead into halftime, and putting a ton of pressure on the opponent.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. They'll move the chains after he gets it to the 43-yard line. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather. Open the drive with a chunk play out past the 40, and they are in business on first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Pocket breaking down. Past the 45. Bulldozes his way through.
This quarterback, man, looks like he's playing angry right now. He did not like that interception he threw the last time out on the field. You could see on the sidelines, guys. He could not wait to get back out there, and that time it was like he was running mad. I don't even know if he really wanted to throw that ball. He just wanted to take off, scramble, go get the first down.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Looking to throw, it's Childs. Moves around to clear up the vision. Just gets rid of the football. Nobody to throw it to. It'll be second down.
A nice job by the quarterback there. You're outside the pocket. Nobody's open, so you throw the ball away knowing that you still have more chances to get this first down.
The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. And as the first half draws near to a close, here comes the field goal unit. And that might be the edge of his range, but he had just enough. And with that field goal, they now have the lead. That's going to wrap it up here in the first half. Stay tuned. Second half not too far away. And the Spartans will line up to kick off and start the second half. He'll bring it out. It's Branch. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he'd just taken a knee in the end zone. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. They got a lot done through the air in the first half, and they might need even more production here in the second.
I think they will, Reese, and I think this is an offense that has proven they're playing with good timing right now. They've got some matchups where they're winning one-on-one, and they're just going to have to keep going back to the well, David, relying on hitting some explosive plays to win this game.
Yeah, and I think we look at numbers naturally, and they're losing. So that's the most important thing on the scoreboard, but they have had success. And so what do? You keep playing pitch and catch. You got to score, but you got to talk to your defense. I need some stops. I need the football back quickly so we can do some more damage.
Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down.
Well, you wonder if one of the adjustments they made at halftime, trailing in this game, was to try and get the ground game established, David, and they're off to a good start here.
Dang right. Stay patient. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to press. Just try to get scoring drives together. Don't abandon the run.
One man in the backfield, and he gets it. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Looking for space. It's Frazier. Breaks into the open. Inside the 30. Past the 10. Touchdown Bulldogs. They take the lead with the 6. There's a reason they call this dude a big playmaker. Moments just like that one.
Big-time playmaker. Can make plays all over the field from all different spots. That's why you got to find ways to give him touches as much as possible because he'll make it happen.
And the extra point is good, and it's a 4-point lead. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. Michigan State has the ball back, and here comes the offense. The give to the tailback. Crosses the 30 to the 31 and a 6-yard pickup.
And that looked like an easy decision for the quarterback. Hand it off, give him the ball, let him get 5+ yards. Nice decision. Nice job by the running back getting the yardage.
The Spartans with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Leaves it with the back. Fights off the defender. And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
And the Spartans come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to keep the drive alive. Looking for a man. It's Childs. Don't need the sticks. It's Boyd. Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense.
Really nice job there by the quarterback, understanding that it's zone coverage on 3rd down. You're going to have to find someone working into a soft spot, get the ball out of your hands quickly, make an accurate throw, and pick up the first. Well done.
Looking to throw on 1st down. With the catch, it's McCray. Flying out to the left. He's at the top. Touchdown, Spartans. He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch it.
That's number 2 on the day, having a day. I mean, you know he's going to catch the football, and you know he's going to make plays after he catches. Those are the kind of guys that you feature, and you find them, and they produce like this, you keep finding them.
And the extra point puts them up by a field goal. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? Fielded in the end zone, it's Branch. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. The short hands, it's Frazier. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup.
Well, it's important in this game, this offense gets the running back involved out in the perimeter in space where he can do some damage. That time they got it to him throwing the football. Picked up a couple of yards, but it gives the defense something to think about.
That's caught. It's Humphreys. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. D looks as if they're about to bring the heat. Looking to pass. It's Stockton. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
This is one of the things that makes this defense so tricky is they've got incredible speed at the inside linebacker position. Not only can they go sideline to sideline, run east-west, but they can run downhill on blitzes, and they can get to your quarterback.
The Dogs trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Motion from the wideout. To the air on 2nd down. That's caught. It's Bell. Corralled and brought down by the defense.
And that's a situation right there where the quarterback is just taking what the defense gives him. The defense is taking everything away down the field. Just take the easy throw in.
The noise bouncing off of Sparty's armor as they encourage the green and white on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Got it in the middle, it's Humphreys. He'll have enough for the 1st down, and they stop him at the 45.
Hey, QBs, when you see zone coverage, man, can you manipulate defense when you have a good pocket and you've got time to throw. He had a little bit of time to throw. You can move guys with your eyes. That drag comes wide open. Good throw, good catch, 1st down.
Georgia going back to work with another 1st down. Wants to go up top on first down. Quickly out to the tight end. Oh, he's got some space. Just making a huge play, and he sets him up all the way down at the 14.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run.
Well, this guy's been an animal all game long. He's had tons of success running the football. The defense had to do something to stop him. Give the D-line and that front seven tons of credit for being really physical there, getting the TFL.
Dropping back, it's Stockton. Not quite in rhythm there, incomplete. Third down, he drops to throw. Zings it complete to the right. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Dogs! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. Backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, no problem.
When you start in the black zone inside your own 20 coming out, it's difficult. You can give up a safety. You get worried about that. The offense puts a great drive together. Great job executing. Great job getting the touchdown.
And the extra point is good, and it's a 4-point lead. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Leaves it with the back. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28.
Well, they're going RPO. Nice job handing it off, and really good vision there, just getting what he can get, right? Puts his foot in the ground, gets forward, helps this offense find positive yards.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Sends it back in motion. To the air, it's Childs. Somehow got the screen into that traffic. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first.
Great effort by the defense here. Offense trying to go wide receiver screen. How about the speed on defense rallying to the football?
At the 29, defense can taste getting off the field. It's 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Throwing right. Pulls it in. It's Marsh. He'll be stopped and forced out of bounds. Mark it at the 47-yard line, and this offense is going to work.
Well, I think on that play you saw why this guy's such a big weapon in this offense. At receiver, he does such a nice job with his routes. He's patient, and he's consistent, and he's got good hands. You don't see him put a lot of balls on the ground. Nice job there picking up the first down.
And the quarterback will take a sack back at the 36. We've been treated to an aerial show by these two guys so far as you check out their numbers. When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the 4th quarter. They had a chance to mull things over, and let's see how they start the final period here on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. Snagged in the middle. It's McCray. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
My job as offensive coordinator is to find my guys, find my playmakers, find my guys that can win one-on-one when they get an opportunity, and then I can get them the ball and they can make something happen. He's one of those guys. That's why I'm going to continue to force feed him.
Well, on that last deep shot, it looked to me like the quarterback probably forced that ball into coverage. But can you really blame him, guys? I mean, these two have already hooked up for 2 touchdowns in the game. If I'm him, I'm thinking the same thing. Even when he's covered, he's open. He's shown the ability to climb the ladder and make contested catches. So I don't mind him taking another shot there.
Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. And they've got a little bit of a cushion here, David. If they can add to it on this drive, it would be nice.
And it definitely makes a little bit of a difference. Knowing I'm up by more than a field goal, obviously, Jesse, my mindset switches, and I know I can't make mistakes.
Yeah, and David, I don't think they have to reinvent the wheel on offense here. What they've been calling has been working. Just get back to doing what you're good at.
Really good defense. You know, you're trying to stay as close as you can to all these targets, and most importantly, those open field tackles and getting them on the ground as soon as they catch it. That's a major deal for defenses, and that was a good example there of it.
Try to get it to the edge. Turning it on. Coming out, attacking from deep in their own end, and they're out at the 26 for the first down.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football. And the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
Might as well give it to him again. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Well, with the defense trailing, they're trying to dictate to the offense now. Really nice blitz call that time, blowing the run play up for a huge loss. You're probably going to see that again. They're trying to find a way to create a takeaway, create negative plays, and get the ball back.
Tight end now in motion. Using his legs, it's Frazier. Defense fills those gaps. He's got 1 to the 28.
I tell you what, it's really nice at this point in the game if you can lean on your run game. When you have the lead, you've got the football late in the game, you can chew that clock and start to really make that defense have a little bit of panic.
Sparty and nearly 75,000 of his closest friends hanging the decibel meter on third down. Throws to the wideout. Working on the right. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43.
Really nice execution by this offense. This is the time, right? Late in the football game, got to get a few first downs to preserve this lead, to get out of here with the W. They trust their quarterback. They protect him. They get the first down.
This Georgia offense moving quickly down the field. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Looking for a man, it's Stockton. Grabbed in the middle, it's Jones. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
Guys out in the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football. And you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on it.
They'll move the wide receiver. Back to pass on second down. Grabbed behind the line. It's Frazier. And they wrap him up, but not before he's got enough for the first down.
I like the running back there on the route and the patience he showed, really setting it up. He got to the defender, he was able to put his foot in the ground, get some separation, catch it, and turn upfield for the first.
And the Dogs with the 1st and 10. They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one.
And after that negative play on offense with the lead late in the game, I think there's still ways that you can be creative and run the football, but not be so obvious. So zone read type plays, fake dives and pitches to the running back to get him outside, jet sweeps. You can find other ways to keep the clock moving, even though the defense knows you're going to run it.
And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
I like the play call on offense. I like you trying to get the running back involved in the pass game, too. Defense was ready for that one. Let's see what you got dialed up on third.
Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Complete to the left. And he'll be run out of bounds, and these guys are piling up some serious yardage totals.
Well, this guy's been a go-to guy for this offense all game long. We've seen that, and here on a critical third down late in the game with the lead, guess who shows up with another big one? That guy.
Defense has to be frustrated. The offense keeps matriculating and matriculating and matriculating the ball down the field. Oh, they're after him. Got the back over the middle. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion.
You know what's interesting? At this point of the game, with the lead in the fourth quarter, the defense is expecting them to run the ball, and because they're putting so many guys close to the line of scrimmage, they're taking advantage, throwing it. 2 straight completions now back-to-back.
Touch pass on the jet sweep. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver and different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Two-minute timeout arrives, and this defense desperately needs to get the football back. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. The option look. Touchdown, Georgia! How about this back staying on track and getting it in on the option?
And, you know, late in the games, offenses sometimes get conservative when they got the lead and they got the ball. I love this offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
And he knocks the extra point through the uprights. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Back to throw, it's Childs. Unloads to the wideout. Working that left side. He'll work and weave his way all the way up to the 45 before going out of bounds.
Hey, you know, the defense here in this situation with a huge lead, they've got to anticipate that this offense is going to be trying to throw the ball to the sideline, so they've got to work different coverages to try to force the quarterback to go over the middle of the field with the football.
Bringing the heat. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion.
Well, the quarterback off target on that one. And in this 2-minute situation, you've got to be able to call and run passing plays that you feel like you can run in your sleep.
After the incompletion, they go back up top. Time running out, and he goes down at the 34.
And that was a big objective for this defense coming into the game. Talking to coaches, we want to keep him in the pocket. We don't want him to use his wheels. He's fast, he's elusive, can make big plays. Nice job by the defense keeping him in the pocket and getting the sack.
They'll send the back in motion. On third and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Catch in the middle. It's Belling. A huge play, and they get it all the way to the 45-yard line.
And it's on third downs like this. If you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
Makes the catch. It's Kelly. They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up.
And that's exactly what this defense needs to do. The clock is your friend. Try to keep them in bounds. No big plays, and let that clock just tick.
The Spartans come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. Dropping back, it's Childs. Finds the tight end. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down.
Well, this tight end is so athletic that at times they'll line him up in different parts of the field. That time he was in the slot. Nice job running the route, finding the open space in the defense for the...
There he goes. Rustled out of bounds at the 12, and another productive play on this drive.
Well, this offense has a ton of work left ahead of them here in this 2-minute situation late in the game, but the drive off to a good start. You get the first down, you get out of bounds, you work in the perimeter of the field. That is
and he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, we've got a chance at a finish.
Well, the good news is you scored a touchdown. You've made this a one-possession game. The bad news is you got to get the ball back. So if you're the head coach, you've got to start thinking, how are we going to do that? Are we going onside kick, or do we trust our defense to give it back to the O?
Obvious thinking here. Get the 2-point conversion now, and all you'll need is a field goal to tie. Power ahead. He gets it in for the 2, and now a field goal would tie it. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. He'll bring it out. It's Branch. Tackled at the 24 and almost breaks even with the yardage he would have gotten with a touchback. They'll get things started on this drive from the 24. Looking for room. It's Frazier. And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. They'll go right back to it. Runs through a tackle. He's got enough for the first down, and that ought to do it. They ought to be able to run out the clock from here. Defense will take a timeout with 28 seconds left. And they'll take a knee. Scoreboard operator got a workout in this one. Fun game for us to watch, but they can't come up with the W.
Yeah, and it's a team game, right? The offense did their job, and now defense will have to find a way in the future to make better plays, get stops, and stop them scoring so many points, especially when your offense does their job.
And we see a lot of games like this in college football when both offenses are just trading blows back and forth, and it just comes down to which defense can get a stop. Unfortunately for the losing team, they just were not able to get it done.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.